Carib Talk with Erwin Clare on special assignment, coming to you live from Montego Bay. And why are we in Montego Bay? Well, we're in Montego Bay because it's the Caribbean and Hotel Tourism Association Marketplace. It's the 42nd edition. Last year we were in Barbados. This year we are in Montego Bay. And it brings together the movers and shakers in the tourism industry to talk tourism. Tourism is the lifeblood of just about all Caribbean nations. And it's important to the economy, important to our livelihoods, important to opportunities, important in existence. And it's taken very seriously when we have these persons who are involved in tourism from all aspects of it, gathering marketers, sellers, buyers to talk tourism, which is so important to our nation. Well, to top off here on this, the third day, we have with us, we had opened the show yesterday with the outgoing president, where usually you have what are called the operations persons, the persons who tightens the bolts and make sure that things really work. And I have that person with me there today, the acting CEO and Director General of CHTA, Vanessa Ledesma Barrio. And I hope I got that right.
You got it correct.
All right, good morning.
So good morning, buenos dias.
Oh, buenos dias, yeah, because of course the Caribbean is not just English. Don't get carried away now, my brothers and sisters. There are several languages we speak here in the Caribbean. Good morning and welcome to Caribstar.
Thank you. It's a delight for us to be with you today, and delight to have you here as we bring the Caribbean together in one location.
The 42nd Marketplace, of course, a kaleidoscope of varying aspects of the Caribbean program as far as tourism is concerned, brings together the influences of the trade. Talk to us about thus far what has taken place.
Well, this is, as you said, our 42nd staging. We are delighted to be back in Montego Bay, Jamaica. We've been in Jamaica as the host for this event for 5 occasions already. We've facilitated and brought together close to 50 countries globally, including 27 Caribbean destinations that come here to meet with the movers and shakers that take the product, both from a hotel perspective and experiences, including attractions, restaurants, destinations, in front of the consumers and the travelers that are looking for the Caribbean as their next destination.
You know, the Caribbean region, of course, does not necessarily monopolize tourism. So therefore, there's a need for us to continue to re-engineer, continue to make ourselves relevant in the marketplace. The competition is not sleeping. What are some of the things that the Caribbean, from a Caribbean perspective, brings to the marketplace to attract your visitors here?
Definitely the diversity. Within our membership footprint, we have 32 Caribbean destinations represented, and diversity comes in various aspects. It's the culture, the food, the music, the people, all of that together. And at Marketplace, we have that opportunity of providing the platform where all of those items come together. You've mentioned kaleidoscope, right? Kind of like the ability of reflecting and showcasing that diversity across, so that everybody understands and sees the various opportunities and niches that the Caribbean has to offer.
You know, the role of technology now in tourism is something that we have to embrace, recognizing that various aspects of the trade have to realize that in finding for efficiencies, new markets, getting the information across, the whole aspect of technology in tourism. How is the CHTA and its partners adapting to that?
It's interesting that you mentioned that. We just recently launched an AI guidebook for the Caribbean hospitality and tourism industry, because technology is moving, innovation is critical in everything that we do, not only from an operations perspective, but the guest and the traveler is expecting the same thing that they have at home, that accessibility of connecting to various devices. Everything has to be available on a mobile application, and it is important for the destinations, the properties, and the individuals in our various destinations to have all of those products and resources, and understand as well from a education perspective and development, also how all of the individuals within the industry need to apply and understand those. So technology is important. It's not going away. We have to embrace it and ensure that we innovate and continue to adapt in all of our products and experiences, as well as facilitating the engagement, because we cannot forget the human element in all of this.
Indeed, and you speak of human element. Yesterday in Minister Bartley's presentation, he did speak about the whole aspect of the human element and how important that was. But it wasn't just talk, and that Jamaica now has put in place a pension plan for its workers. How important is that as a template for others to follow?
Definitely. I believe it's critical that the employees and ambassadors on the ground, because they are all ambassadors for the product and for the experiences that we represent, but it is an amazing platform and an opportunity for other destinations to consider and evaluate, so that the individuals see that there are opportunities and there are rewards and considerations to all of the work that they put together. So definitely we understand there are other destinations across our membership footprint that are evaluating the similar program, but it's a great initiative that has to be commended upon, understanding the value that all of these individuals bring to the industry.
We're now just about come out of COVID, so it is fair to say that, we are now launching off. Mm-hmm. The numbers reflecting since COVID have been an upward trajectory. What are some of the numbers that stands out for the average person on the street that they should be concerned about, be happy about, and what are some of the things that you expect to see happening as a result of the work that was put in to get us to here?
Well, it's very interesting, and your audience may not be aware of, but the Caribbean was the second strongest region in the world to bounce from COVID since 2021. And those numbers have continued to remain stable. The region overall continues to be strong, surpassing other destinations across the world, including Europe and Asia. And that translates also then locally. We have more visitors visiting across the destinations, and in some areas, new visitors that may not have considered the Caribbean before, providing that new business and opportunities.
Indeed. As you now look towards 2024, 2025 rather, what are some of the highlights out of Caribbean tourism that the marketplace can expect, as far as whether it be new properties, the airlines, shipping, etc.?
We're seeing in terms of new properties, there are close to 30,000 rooms that are in the pipeline in development over the next 3 to 4 years, with some destinations, particularly Dominican Republic, even here in Jamaica, where those numbers are increasing, providing more resources and more new product. And when we talk with new product, we're seeing a lot of properties that are catering to the sustainable traveler, right? And now everybody has its travel with a purpose. So we're seeing those new properties coming on the pipeline, adapting to that, but also those that are already in place, adapting and providing a product that caters to that. We're also seeing increase across the destinations from an airlift perspective. We've been regaining some of the flights and access that we lost because of COVID. And even though the airline industry is still being challenged from a staffing perspective and number of pilots and resources, the Caribbean is still an area of interest for those airlines. And we've seen even some flights being rerouted from other destinations because they're seeing the demand in the Caribbean.
Last but not least, of course, you're largely addressing a diaspora marketplace, especially from the Caribbean and elsewhere. The challenge that diaspora marketplace have from time to time is that we feel that the marketing towards us is lacking, that we are not taken seriously in the projections as relates to attracting us to the products. And even platforms like these, we receive the press releases, but not the ad spend.
Well, it is definitely the diaspora. It's a very important component, and we understand that it is another niche, right? Similar to when we're talking, well, the U.S. market, the East market, and it is an important component. Inter-Caribbean travel for us is critical, and we know because it's the diaspora that diaspora has a better understanding of the region components, and it's not only one destination, but the ability of going to one second and the other. From a CHTA perspective, we've been collaborating to ensure that we have proper airlift, accessibility, and even from our hotel's perspective, providing special rates for Caribbean residents and diaspora. I think from your reference, we definitely will incorporate into our messaging to our members when we're talking about Caribbean rates, that it's maybe not only visitors, but also that it's extended to our brothers and sisters that are representing us on the States and other locations.
Well, listen, Vanessa Ledesma Barrio, acting CEO of CHTA and Director General, we thank you very much for the work that you do. We look forward to working with you in the future and going forward.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Sure. Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Erwin Clare,